Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. My name is Auliyaun Niswah. Now, welcome back to my video review. So, on this occasion, I will make a video review about articles that I have made a summary before. So, let's begin. Articles review. For the first is improving listening and speaking skill in mixed level groups on the material of New English file. So, this article is written by Mafruza Idrisova, Matagus Magulova, and Madina Tusubikova. So this journal is from Procedia, Social and Behavioral Science, and volume is 199. So this article published on August 2015, and the purpose is how to solve listening and speaking skill problems in learning foreign languages to improve the skill and try to analyze the difficulties in doing listening and speaking exercise in mixed level groups, focusing on New English file or intermediate textbook. So the result of this study has identified learning efficient activity in developing listening and speaking skill on New English file edition. So and found solution to improve listening and speaking skill of students in mixed level groups. So the solution were concentrate on determining listening and speaking tasks and activity for students in mixed level groups. So the conclusion of the study is believed to be useful for working in heterogeneous groups. It is hoped that the teacher of English can benefit from this study, new idea, and fruitful suggestion to improve listening and speaking skill. So the next is the problems young learners encounter during listening skill. This article is written by Hande Yilmaza and Fatih Yahuza, and the journal is Procedia Social and Behavioral Science, and volume 197. So this article is published on July 2015, and this article proposed to examine the frequency of the problem seen in three listening categories: for the problem based on teacher, the problem based on student or strategies, and problems based on learner psychology. So the method of this article is the study was conducted in Turkan Soray Primary School in Istanbul in Turkey. Among four grade students in the age of 10 and 11 in order to throw a light into problems of young learners with listening, and our solution to the problem is in listening. The study was applied in three different classes in order to compare the result and improve the reliability of the study. So the result of this article is the result obtained from the study done in a Turkish primary school among fourth grade in Istanbul. It's been understood that the biggest deficiency in listening is a problem in learning and teaching phonetic. Sound and phonetic alphabet should be taught with enjoyable listening activity at the beginning of learning English. Sounds which are similar to each other or similar pairs should be examined with special attention. Well, the next is using games as tool in teaching vocabulary to young learners. This article written by Sahar Amer Bahs. So the journal is English Language Teaching, Volume 9 and ISO 7. This article published on 16 May 2016, and this article proposed to prove that games are effective tools when devised to explain vocabularies, and they make it easier to remember their meanings. This paper deals with a literature review of teaching English vocabulary to young learners using games. Then it discusses the importance of using games in teaching vocabulary and in what way using them is helpful. So the conclusion, games can help young learners to learn their vocabulary effectively. Teachers should consider time and materials when designing and choosing the game. Although games have advantages and disadvantages when used to teach vocabularies, using them will enable young learners to acquire the lesson with fun where they can remember all the vocabulary easily. So I think if the teacher using games, the student will be spirit to teaching about vocabulary. It's they can remember about the vocabulary what they have learned. I think so. The fourth is developing EFL learners' vocabulary by reading English comprehension in EFL classroom. This article written by Sahriar Muhammad Kamal and the journal from International Journal of English Language and Literature Study, Volume 8, so published on 10th January to 2019. So the purpose of this article is to examine whether reading English comprehension helps develop EFL learners' vocabulary knowledge in EFL classroom. The conclusion is that learners can improve their vocabulary gradually through reading comprehension. So to develop vocabulary skill, we have to keep in mind that it is a process of elaborating and expanding the hidden meaning of the word. So the next is using communicative games in improving students' speaking skill. It's written by Ratnasari Dewi, Umi Kulsum, and Ari Armadi. So this journal from English Language Teaching, the volume is 1. Sorry, it's close. So the published on 19th December 2016. This article purports to analyze and prove whether communicative games can improve students' speaking skill. So the conclusion of this article is the study revealed that using communicative games as means of instruction improved the student achievement and result of speaking skill. So students enjoy their lesson and got more motivation, interest, and confidence through their learning. Therefore, communicative games should be applied as design activity in teaching speaking skill. It is recommended that the study should be preserved and extended to other language skills. So the next is the impact of shadowing technique on tertiary EFL learners' listening skill achievements. This article written by Sumarsi and the journal is from International Journal of English Linguistics and the volume is 7. This article published on 26 July 2017. This article proposed to test whether shadowing could have a positive impact on tertiary English learning achievement in the first semester of the UNIMED English department. So the conclusion of this article is the author conclude that the shadowing technique had a positive impact on the student achievement in listening skill since there was a significant difference between the mean score of experimental and control groups. This technique is suitable for English as foreign language learners because the process of acquiring and learning the language is very systematic and contextual. Therefore, the shadowing technique is suggested to be implemented in the listening classroom for better outcomes for student achievement, especially in the countries which recognize English as foreign language such as Indonesia, Japan, China, and etc. So the next is let's continue. For the second article is the effect of WhatsApp chat group in enhancing EFL learners' verbal interaction outside classroom context. It's written by Amir Abdallah Minallah. So the journal is from English Language Teaching, Volume 11. So the published on 30 January 2018. The purpose is to find out verbal communicative platform outside classroom context that to enhance EFL learners' verbal interaction. So more specifically, it aims at finding out ways that could be integrate with traditional instruction for supporting EFL learners, verbal interaction outside classroom context that is time and place independent. So the finding of this article indicate that the experimental group that used combination method WhatsApp voice message and traditional was better than the control group which method. So it can be concluded that utilizing voice message cannot chat on WhatsApp is an effective technique in enhancing EFL learners' verbal interaction. The result is depending on the obtained result, the study recommends that EFL teacher chat on WhatsApp group as basic platform for expanding practice English language verbally outside classroom context. In addition, it recommends that some adaptive lessons should be specified to be discussed on WhatsApp group which may increase student engagement. So, exploring student learning needs, expectation and challenges is written by Dwi Puji Astuti and Rhonda Oliver. The Journal from English Language Teaching, Volume 10, Number 10 and 2017. The published on 13 September 2017. The purpose, the state objective of the ESP program at the target university is English skill development so that students can read the comprehend English textbook, journal, and articles in their discipline. From the finding, it is evident that although some express the desire to improve their English test scores and to be better able to read in English, students see the English learning as being beyond just educational goals. So the finding is the author major finding based on the analysis of the survey and focus group discussion. Several specific needs were identified, namely that students feel it important to be able to communicate in English so that they can 1. Be competitive in the employment market, be able to participate in international collaboration. 3. Improve their learning outcomes, example undertake the TOEFL, and 4. Improve their life opportunity. So, in conclusion, will the student at this target university have mostly pragmatic reason for learning English to address these needs? English teaching at this university may need to be modified, specifically the capacity of teachers may need to be improved and pedagogy adapted to fully address the student needs. So next, teaching accounting in English in higher education does the language matter? Is written by Huan Chai, Mei-Ning Wang, and Ying Mei Yang. The Journal from English Language Teaching, Volume 11, Number 3, 2018, published on 15 February 2018. This purpose to provide some insights into the role of the language in accounting learning. Finding, the author finds that there is no direct significant relationship between accounting learning and student English proficiency at tertiary level, and the author also finds that what influences students' performance are their analytical skill and attitude. So, this finding in this paper have meaningful implication for the feasibility of teaching non-English major accounting in English and for designing a good learning environment in English educational setting. So the last, teaching and learning vocabulary through reading as a social practice in Saudi University, written by Sultan Al-Talhab. The Journal from English Language Teaching, Volume 9, Number 11, 2016, that published 15 February 2018. The purpose to develop the linguistic competency that enables the student in the future to present and explain Islamic concept and issue, the participant in spreading Islam, to enable the student linguistically to present the culture and civilization of his nation, to enable the student linguistically to benefit from English-speaking nation that will enhance the concept of international cooperation that would develop understanding and respect of the culture differences between the nation. So the conclusion, the study showed that vocabulary learning is a social practice influenced by different factors, which contribute to creating an effective learning environment. So the role that factors such as teaching techniques the textbook participant believes that an attitude, learners' interests, culture, values, and learners' level of competency play in the classroom should be considered in order to create a good vocabulary learning environment. So the study argues that considering vocabulary learning as a social practice and the factor which contribute to creating an effective learning environment is key to teaching and learning vocabulary in the real global context. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I think that's all of my review article. So sorry. And last I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.